You had done an interview a while back when you said that in the future you expect to see more openly gay players in the NFL.
Yeah.
And you actually were teammates with this, pardon me if I say it wrong, Esera Tuaolo. Did you know he was gay when you played with him?
No, man. We didn't know he was gay. And I think we're still in an insensitive time towards gay marriage, homosexuality. I still don't think we're fully tolerant, as we aren't fully tolerant with racism and other negative aspects of this world. I will say this. He was my locker mate, and he was like one over. And there was only one time, and this is how insensitive it was, but this is how we also didn't care. I've never seen this happen before. We're at a preseason game. We're playing in Toronto, and it's us versus Green Bay Packers, Buffalo Bills. And all of a sudden, we look out at the 50-yard line. It's Ezra singing the National Anthem. Now, this is so funny because we're sitting there like, we got a game to play. He about to sing the National Anthem? All right. He better blow. He better sing. And we sitting there. He take off his helmet, and he starts singing, "Oh, say," and he closed his eyes, and he had his head up like this. And everybody was like, "Is that Ezra?" Like, everybody was clowning, like just calling him soft. Now, no one knew anything else. They were just like, and he came back, and we was just like, "Dog." And he was hitting high notes. We was like, "Dog, you sound like Whitney Houston," something like you just. Yeah. We was like, "You all right?" And then that was the closest thing that anybody ever questioned Ezra about anything about him. But I remember that moment because cats were clowning, and no, we never knew. And when I found out, I was disappointed because I was like, "Dog, in the football locker room, it's special. I mean, anything goes and everything goes, and that's how it goes." And I was upset that, like, "Dog, you could have told us." And we would have just been like, "You're gay, okay." Everybody got to clown around with him now in that respect, and we would have had the jokes for you. But he didn't feel comfortable, and who am I to tell him to feel comfortable? I don't know if all 53 guys in there are going to feel that way. But certainly I wanted him to feel comfortable in that, but he moved on to other teams and then finally retired and then came out. So will there be more going forward? Yes.
There was the first openly gay player, Michael Sam, but he wasn't that good.
You nailed it. It has to be a great player. It can't be good. You can't be marginal. Look, Jesse Owens, you can't be just kind of fast. It's called Jackie Robinson, you can't be just kind of good. And it is what it is. Like, you can't be kind of good if you're going to be a pioneer of something. That's in all respects.
But do you think that you could have a male locker room, and you have the showers, men are naked around each other? Do you think you'd be comfortable with a gay man in this type of environment?
How primitive are you thinking? I mean, I am. Like, if you're gay, think about it. If you're gay and you, like, I think of you as a person, right? Duh. And if you're gay and you like men, okay, that's fine. But then, do you have a man? Do you like a certain type of man? If you're open enough to say you're gay, I hope you're open enough to say, "Look, man, I'm gonna respect you for your privacy, and I'm not gonna respect you." I go back to when I was at Columbia as a freshman. We had co-ed dorms, and when you sign up for a co-ed dorm, the first thing you're thinking, "Oh, it's all wrap." Like, every time I get in that shower, it's cracking. Like, whoever's in my dorm, look out. I swear, it was the complete opposite, because you're sitting there like, you got so much freedom, you don't even want to take it. No one's saying you can't go in the cookie jar. Everyone's saying cookies everywhere. And you're like, "I don't want them cookies." That's how the game was. I never went there. Never even tripped. Girls would walk out in the towel. Hey, what's up? Like, it was like, whatever. I think that I could have handled it. I think other guys could have handled it, but I don't think all guys could handle it, obviously. But come on, man. Like, what do you think he's going to do? He going to be the one by himself as the gay player in the locker room on the team to do something to violate you and then have everybody else come at him?
Well, yeah, put me in a locker room with a bunch of girl volleyball players, and I don't know if I can keep my concentration.
Well, then, okay, so what do you?
You know what I'm saying?
No, but what are you saying to the assistant coach in the WNBA? What about the female reporter when she's in there for the men in the NFL? No. So
That's been an issue, though, hasn't it? Female reporters in the locker rooms?
I wouldn't call it, well, it's still ongoing in terms of they still are allowed to access. I wouldn't go there and say it's an issue. It's always going to be some Stone Age thoughts, man. It's going to be some cats in there just, what to do? I've seen dudes, male reporters, look at our stuff. We used to call one out. It's so crazy because he would go, I always tell people, like, if you really want to see what somebody about, Don't look at them when they're in your face. Look at them when they way away, you know, that distance. And this sucker will be at the corner, and he'd just be checking out meat. And we'd be like, what? And I forgot the song. We had a song for him. And we used to sing it every time, and he never knew anything about it. But that was our song to put everybody on notice. Check him out. He's checking you out.
He's checking you out?
Yeah.
So gay reporters in the locker room, pretty much.
I don't know if he's gay. I don't know if he ever had sex with a man or ever liked a man. I just know that he looked at our stuff more than the women reporter did for sure.
The height of your NFL career, you did an article a while back where you talked about sex parties in hotels and stuff like that. Like, how crazy did it get at the height of your career? Because, you know, not only are you a major league player, but you also look like a player, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy because, thank you, I'm glad you say I look like a player because I really hated it when I was single and, you know, 27 years old. I get on an airplane first class and the old lady says, excuse me, what team do you play for? And I answer it. It's all real. You keeping it real, keeping it 100, I keep it 100. But then the pretty girl comes on, she's 27, she's sitting there next to me and then she's like, oh, so what do you do for a living? I'm like, this old lady just called it out. I understand you don't want to stereotype me, but stop. Then you're like, oh, really? You play football? Really? Move. All right, so the whole point of it is, man, how crazy did it get? Lord. I don't see how it could get crazier. I've seen crazier, but in the NFL, like when you go on a road trip, like we have curfew, man, like 11 o'clock at night. So you're sitting there like, damn, I'm a grown man. I'm making more money than my coaches. I'm making more money than my whole coaching staff. These suckers, some of them my age, and they're going to tell me go to sleep at 11? You would. 99% of the time you would. And then there was a 1% chance that you may have somebody already in that hotel room, already in that hotel floor. That usually was it. Breaking curfew was kind of dumb.
I didn't even know about the curfews. So 11 p.m., you could not go out.
No, you can't go out unless you're cool with security, and only certain people are cool with security. It's not just money either. You got to have cachet. You got to have status.
Okay.
So my first years, man, they looking at me like, please, I don't care how much you give me. But then you start to, one, you become comfortable and you know them. They could trust you. You could trust them. And you just slide them a little something, make sure that they're good, and make sure they don't get exposed. The key to it is exposure. So they sit on both ends of the exits, the whole entire floor, and they sit one right by the elevator. Ain't no way on.
Okay, so they have employees of the team and they just watch y'all?
Oh, yeah. At 11 o'clock, Wiley, you in there? Yeah, cool. Now, sometimes it's, Wiley, you in there? Yeah, open the door. All right. Peek. That's actually still good. This is the one that's not good. You in there, Wiley? Yeah, open the door. Open the door. So what's going on? Everything good? What time you going to bed? He peeking, he looking under sheets and everything and gliding the door. Like, Lord. That's the toughest. But all those were the levels you had to go through. And there were times where we show up, and man, we show up, and then all of a sudden, boom, somebody like, yo, I got some homies out here. I'm like, well. Then next thing you know, you go to this big old suite, and it's like 4 dudes and like 10 girls, and they're all just like, yo, we live here. We think y'all cute. We know y'all rich. Y'all hungry? You want to go eat? I'm like, what?
What y'all want to do?
What y'all want to do? And then sometimes you did what you had to do. And it was just crazy. You just go hang out from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. And this is so random. Like, this is not every year or even every game. But did it happen? Oh, yeah. You would hang.
What do you think about the whole situation?
Man, my point of view, man, I really feel like they tried to paint a bad picture on my brother and tried to make him look like he was a hater. It was some envy, jealousy type shit, you know what I'm saying? And actuality, you know what I'm saying? Bro been having this shit, man. He been in the condo.
I got my hat on and I had my Coke bottles up under my hat. And I'm sitting at the dinner table like an asshole with the hat on, knowing she gonna tell me to take it off. And I'm just sitting there just gulping down, in my zone. She said, take that goddamn hat off at the dinner table. I'm like, come on, Mom. Coke everywhere.